former presidential candidate, Michael Dukakis, the former governor of Massachusetts. And in all the years and decades I've had the honor of covering the governor, I never saw him lose his cool, which tells me that he would never be, for example, an Italian-American. But having said that, one of the things that I did notice got his stander up was this defund the police movement, which he told The Hill was just plain nuts. The governor kind enough to join us right now. Why is it nuts, Governor?
Well, it's nuts, Neil, because we've spent the last 20 years or so, certainly when I was governor and other governors as well, and Bill Clinton was a huge advocate of community policing. And we've transformed policing in many, many parts of the country, maybe not all. Now, what is community policing? It's not too complicated. In which you build a relationship between police and people of mutual respect. I want to repeat that, a relationship of mutual respect. The community respects the police and the police respect the community. And it has worked spectacularly well in those places where it's been attempted. One of them, I'm happy to say, is the city of Boston, which has the lowest homicide rate in America, Neil. I want to repeat that. Boston has the lowest homicide rate in America. And what has it done? It's strongly committed itself to a relationship between its police and the community that was positive, strong, that got police officers out of their patrol cars and into the streets and into the community with their citizens. And it has made a huge difference. And it's not just Boston. It's lots and lots of places. And in point of fact, even with the pandemic and all of the problems that have gone along with it, violence in Boston this year is down a little bit from last year. So this works, but you've got to work at it. You've got to train police. Police themselves have got to be committed to this. And I'm happy to say that in many, many communities in the country, they are, and it's made a huge difference. Certainly has here, no question about it.
Governor, I remember well when this issue of crime became a big one in your 1988 quest for the White House, the whole Willie Horton ad and all of that. And that the irony was, if I remember at the time, you had very, very low crime in Boston, as you just stated, remains the case now, where your opponent at the time in the Austin area, Texas, had much higher crime levels. I'm not here to play politics with it, but I am curious, Governor, about whether you're sending a signal to Democrats. If you let this issue go or you start running on the defund police movement, you're burnt. Is that what you're saying? You're going to repeat my sins?
Look, I think the defund the police movement is already in the process of dying. I mean, just take a look at the New York elections. But the fact of the matter is that we need police. They've got to be good police. They've got to work closely and constructively with the communities. The communities themselves have got to have a lot of respect for the police in their communities. And if they do that, it makes a huge difference. And I'm not just citing Boston and Massachusetts, but I'm proud of the fact that this state does have the lowest homicide rate in the country because we've done this. Now, a lot of this involves university involvement. The university that I taught at for 19 years, as you know, was Northeastern University, and one of the earliest criminal justice majors in the country. It's made a huge difference here. Other communities and other colleges, universities have followed suit. So this is not just something where you kind of click your finger and things happen. It's got to be done. There's got to be a real commitment to it. But we've seen it work here. It works in other parts of the country.
Doesn't there also have to be a commitment, Governor? Doesn't there also have to be a commitment on the part of maybe the progressives within your party to turn that rhetoric down a notch, that not all police are evil and all of this, and this idea that it's one or the other is not serving them well? And you mentioned the New York mayoral race, where the law and order candidate, the guy with the 20 years of police department experience, appears to be the early odds-on favorite and ultimate winner. I'm just wondering whether that race might have changed Democrats' view about how to handle this issue.
Well, first, remember, you're talking about a lot of Democrats, not just a narrow slice of them. I'm a proud Democrat, I'm a progressive, but I'm for excellent community policing And the same is true of Democrats all over the country. And I think the New York results will
So
have
what do
an
you think
impact.
of someone like an Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez then, Governor, someone who has made this a big cause and saying that, you can't equate the two. You still got to stand tough against the police. You still got to question how much money is committed to them. What do you think of her in that strategy?
Well, look, and we educated her at Boston University, so something may have missed that. Look, I think the New York results will have a real impact. I think they really will, but it's more than just New York. It's a commitment to this idea of community policing, which is important. It's relevant whether you're talking about small towns or big cities, and we've seen it work. So I think you're going to see a significant change in at least those folks that are arguing for defunding the police, which makes no sense to me at all. It's got to be better policing. It's got to be policing that has a strong relationship with the community. But I think you'll see that. In the meantime, I don't see anything on the other side. I mean, are Republicans talking about community policing? Do they believe in it? Do they understand what it is? I don't think so.
Let's switch gears a little bit up again on the infrastructure package and where things are going, Governor. The president tried to patch up any confusion with Republicans over whether he had thrown them under the bus when he called for, an ancillary spending bill that would be joined at the hip. Either both went through or neither went through. Now he's looking at the infrastructure package, but ironically, it's not Republicans he has to worry about right now, but again, these progressives, those who say he's not going far enough, he's not committing enough, he's got a battle on his hands. What do you think of this?
Well, I think he's going to win that battle because I think our infrastructure deficit in this country is so bad that we've got to get serious about it, and that's one of the reasons why you have some Republican support as well. We'll get a good infrastructure package. I hope it will emphasize, and knowing me, you can understand why I say this, I hope it will have a strong element for high-speed rail and transit and rail-based transportation. And that's something that Democrats, Republicans, and Independents, for that matter, support. So I think we're going to get ourselves a pretty good package, but we've got to maintain it. We've got to continue with this. This can't be a one-time thing. We've got to invest in our infrastructure. We've got to do so on an ongoing basis. No question about it.
Are you worried for your party?
No, I'm not worried for my party because I don't see anything on the other side that offers anything constructive or impressive at all. I don't know what's happened to the Republican Party, but it's pretty sad. But in the meantime, I don't have to tell you, Democrats have to make sense. They've got to do important and good things, and I hope and expect that we will do so. I think Biden's doing a good job, and I hope that people appreciate that. I think they do, if you believe the polls, but we've got lots of work to do. Lots of work.
All right. Governor, very good seeing. My best to your family. Governor Michael Dukakis, the 1988 Democratic Standard Bearer. Always good seeing you.